In the future, I may be sober.
But not now. Welcome back, Space Cadets, to Hal and Dave's Trip to Jupiter. We are ready for the final Sigma stage.
Sigma, Omega...
Or X-Hunter stage, I suppose, but in my mind it will always be Sigma stages. Sigma Palace. So, I would like to note that we are climbing the same kind of shaft as at the end of the first game, but then there's this weird broken teleporter, and there's the one that works.
Yeah. Hey, fair.
So we're gonna hop up here, and even when you start off, there are life pellets up here, which allow you to help yourself. So let's hop in. And notice how, unlike the first Mega Man X, these are like divided into teleporters.
Yeah.
So we got Wheelgator over here, who is weak to the strike chain.
Of course he is.
Because gators are notoriously weak to grappling hooks.
Well, yeah. What do you think killed? What do you think Steve Irwin used to capture Gator's grappling hooks?
Yeah, that does a sizable amount of damage as far as boss weapons are concerned.
Yeah, that's fair. Grappling hook.
I mean, I would use the Shoryuken, but it's actually very hard to hit him with this.
Well, that's fair, dude. Like, you know, considering that he stays at the bottom.
Yeah, it's a little something that annoys me about bosses where you have to just kind of like wait out their pattern. I prefer bosses where like you can wait out their pattern while wailing on them. Oh, come on. Get over here, you gator.
That's fair. That's a little bit better. Mostly because it feels like you're doing something.
Exactly. Like it gives you something to do. What? Ah! I tried to dash jump off the wall.
You are special.
I am special.
But don't worry, you can kill a gator man.
Well, he's not really done too much damage to us.
Yeah.
While he's at it.
Like, yeah, like, he's only done a couple, like, little bars of damage. It kind of reminds me of... fuck, what is
I'm just trying to get, like, the charge shot off on him so I can do more damage.
Like, yeah, his design actually does look like a crocodile version of Spark Mandrill to me, just with those arms on him.
Whoa, that actually hit him somehow.
Those giant circular arms.
Yeah, that's true.
Like... I'm sure.
Yeah, the Mavericks got weirder in this game.
Well, they're a little more cartoony, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's some solid anime vibes to the first batch, and these guys, they were reaching a little farther with mixed results, I would say.
I wonder if any of them were contest entries.
I don't know that they ever did that for the X series.
Well,
I mean, okay, so Space Cadets, to clarify, for the original Mega Man series, I think starting as early as Mega Man 2, they actually held contests in Japan to have children send in artwork of what they wanted their robot masters to be.
Yeah.
And they would have Keiji Inafune, or probably another artist, redraw those characters as the Mega Man bosses.
And the best ones often ended up in games. In fact,
So,
I think a couple major Japanese game designers ended up having some ones. Like,
yeah, I'd have to double check my facts on that one to see who it was, but I think that is true.
Anyway, I'm not sure.
But no, every boss throughout each Mega Man original series game, from like 2 through 8, has designs done by a fan artist.
Yeah, let me see.
I don't think the X series ever did that though, and definitely not the Zero series. Mega Man Battle Network had like limited versions of that where like one particular NetNavi would make it in.
Yeah.
So like Battle Network 2 it was Gate Man, Battle Network 3 it was King Man, and you had like Football Man and Kendo Man and some other stuff. I forget after a while. You know, they kept the spirit alive for a very long time, and even for like a new generation with that series. It was very cool.
Apparently, all the enemies in Mega Man 2 were contest characters.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Starting with Mega Man 2, they just like everything was a contest. But Mega Man 6 is unique because that was the game where they actually drew from North America. Where I believe it was Nightman and I think Tomahawk Man.
Yeah, fair.
Who were the North American contest winners. Knight, as in a knight in shining armor, man.
Yeah, Daniel Valle is apparently the
And like the other 4 or other 6 were Japanese. Alright, hey Morph Moth. Guess what? We have your weakness this time.
Woo!
Prepare to die. So, the shorter you can while we have it, I can't really use it because we are not at full health currently.
Apparently, Mega Man Legends also had contest entries too. In
Which
Misadventures of Tronbone and the Lost one.
Oh, that one. Well, you know, the Mega Man Legends 3 had a lot of fan involvement back when it was a project.
Battle Network 2... The Battle Network ones had a couple. So there's Gate Man, Night Man, Mist Man, and Bowl Man from 3.
Yeah, Bull Man.
Kendo Man.
Man.
Laser Man and Video Man from 4.
Yep.
Cosmo Man. Grid Man.
Oh, wait, Cosmos Man was I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, because Cosmo Man was really similar to another character in a different game, I think.
Well, no, Grid Man makes me laugh because it's actually the name of have you ever heard of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad?
Yes.
Yeah, Gridman was the Japanese name of that series.
So Little Hal has a little story about that. I remember seeing that show as a kid, but the thing that sticks with me is that one year, I think for Christmas, my grandfather on my father's side got me a T-shirt that was from that show because he just knew I liked that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, in retrospect, that was very special because, unfortunately, Hadouken failure.
Shoryuken failure.
Man, that thing is so hard to hit with in this game. Get out of here, Wire Sponge. But anyways, yes, my grandfather got me that as like a shirt, and he and I were never close. Kind of like my father and I were never close, and so it was just special to have that because I think I always wanted to be close.
Hey, that's cool, dude. Like, that's understand. My grandfather was an interesting man himself. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, but I'm not gonna go into my family backstory there.
No. That's all the backstory you get, Space Cadets, because we left them far behind on planet Earth.
Yeah.
So we left on a trip to Jupiter to go fight evil or something, I don't know.
Yeah, we're fighting evil.
We're fighting evil in video game forms.
Yes.
By the time we get to Jupiter, we'll have forgotten what our mission is. I think we already did.
Our mission was something. Maybe I should ask John about that.
No. It was hard enough to put him back into stasis.
Well, we'll deal with him later. Moving on.
Moving on, these X-Pods are dropping like flies because this is like what Mega Man 2 and beyond decided to do, where they just put the bosses all in a big boss gauntlet, but by this point you're expected to know what their weaknesses are, so you are ready to deal with them.
Yeah.
So, in the case of Crystal Snail, we're going to Magnet Mine the fuck out of him.
Crystal Snail.
Alright, let's see if we can do this.
Look,
yeah, got him.
You guys gotta put him under pressure.
What? Okay.
Pushing down on me.
That didn't go as planned because he rammed into me, but you can play keep away with his shell.
That's kind of funny.
By dashing into it.
Under pressure.
No, I got it back.
Is he gonna control time? No. Oh, he did.
If you plant Magnet Mine on the wall, it also hurts him. Magnet Mine is a weird weapon because you can actually control it after you fire it by pressing up and down on the D-pad.
Okay, that is
like
neat.
So, yeah. That's actually how I was hitting Agile in the last fight. But, you know, I know I went crazy with the first Mega Man X where I was just like, oh, every weapon's so good and has a place in it. And I'm really not doing it for this game because I just don't see it the same way.
The weapons have a lot of gimmicks
The
attached
utility
to them.
is much more limited, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's too bad because there's actually later games in the series which kind of go back to being that level of quality, in my opinion. And it's too bad because at that point I feel like a lot of people had tuned out the series.
Well, it's, you know, Mega Man had so many games, and like for a while you could say that for like Mega Man's entire existence there was at least one game per year.
Yeah, no, the classic series definitely had that going on, like post Mega Man 2. Let's see, yeah, that does a solid amount of damage. They did make Bubble Crab slightly harder here because they added spikes on the surface, or on the
Spikes!
on the roof of his boss arena, so they're out to get you on this one.
He's just like, Prepare for spikes.
And make it double. Treble? Although, you know, he's still just double crab.
Well, he's the water dude, and the water dudes always tend to be the lamer dudes.
Tell that to Launch Octopus.
I said tend to be the lamer dudes. It's either the cold one or the water dude who's the lame one.
You're right. Chill Penguin is pretty simplistic, but you know, he had a really good pattern to introduce the player.
Oh, dude, I'm not saying he's not a good boss or anything. It's just that, like, design-wise, they tend to be, like, the dorky ones.
That's true.
I'm not saying...
Although, you know, going back to that Maverick Hunter X PSP game, if you play on hard mode, all the bosses have unique moves that they have never shown off before.
Like, if you want...
And so Chill Penguin actually gets way more intimidating with his, like, multi-shotgun blast.
He's just like, yeah, I'm devastating now. What of it, X?
Well, because that game actually changes the order in which you were supposed to do them in.
Oh, of course.
Because Flame Mammoth is technically the first one. They rotated where the leg part was.
Oh, jeez.
Flame Mammoth is easier, but other bosses become harder. So, actually, that actually brings me around to an interesting thought. Alright, come get some Magna Centipede. The thought is that, supposedly, after Maverick Hunter X, they were supposed to make Maverick Hunter X2, which would have been a PSP remake of this game.
Yeah.
But due to low sales, it never made it.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's too bad because I think that there's more they could have done with this whole idea. And while I think that the PSP version of the original X was slightly inferior to the SNES version, I think that any PSP version they made of X2 and 3 would have been superior to their original versions.
Well, that's kind of one of the things about it. Like, it's very rare to see, like, full games get remade. Like, one of the things of it is I'm looking forward to going through Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2, because they're remakes of 1 and 2, and they look really good.
But they're using the Yakuza 0 game engine, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that looks good. That's a good-looking game right there.
Heck, Majima actually has his fighting style changed based on the player character style they use for 0 instead of his old style.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
so we're almost done with the Mavericks here. Definitely not a whole lot to say about these Mavericks here when we go and refight them, but almost done.
But yeah, now the one I'm looking
Last
for...
one.
Last one.
Alright, who are we fighting?
For Great Justice.
Flame Stag, Bubble Slash.
Bubble Slash! Oh, and his ears are blue now.
Yeah, he is hotter than ever. Ah, hit you, damn it! Okay, hit, dodge, hit.
Flame Stag is probably the best design in this one.
Yeah, I like his design. I think some of the weirder animals in this game are what kind of miss the mark. Like what the hell is a sponge doing in this game? You know, mammals. I like mammals a lot just as creatures. I find them very interesting. Maybe because they're the closest thing to us humans.
Well, to be fair. Like, you know, like, we limited ourselves on the SpongeBob jokes for that one thing, please.
Wire sponge.
Oh my god, we defeated them. There can't be anything more after this. We're done.
Everything is made of explodium.
Oh no!
It's been a while, Mega Man X.
Sigma? Who would have guessed?
No way that the villain from the first game would recur.
Man, who would have seen this coming? I didn't. And I play Mega Man X2 and 4 and blah blah blah.
I mean, if you played Mega Man X2 and 4, then at least you played one of the good ones.
I know, right?
So, next up, X Hunter Stage, Part 4. Or 5? I don't know.
Who knows at this point?
In any case, we're back in Magna Centipede stage.
Apparently,
no, I was very confused as a kid at this stage because I'm like, wait, do we have to, fight everything again?
Do we have to go through all the stages?
I mean, that's literally what I thought. I'm like, oh my god, is this, the most epic Mega Man game ever? Spoiler alert, we don't.
Spoilers for this old-ass game.
Spoiler for a game that's slightly less old than I am.
We're not going to tell you how old he is, but, you know...
I was programmed many years ago.
Just make assumptions.
By my creator.
Yeah. His creator, I don't remember his name.
See, when a man-bot loves a fembot. It's very, very strange, actually, that we're back here in Magna Centipede stage doing the exact same thing.
Is there a lore reason or something?
Well, because it was the central computer stage, and that's all I can think of.
Okay.
But we get to the computer room here, and hey, it's our boy Sigma!
Yo! X! How you doing?
And Black Zero.
Blero?
No. Look who I found wandering around Mega Man. He's calling him Mega Man, because this is the translation where they want to try to, like, equate X to Mega Man.
Well, to be fair, maybe you actually thought that Mega Man was like a rebuilt... Well,
they might have thought he was the same character. I don't know what the translators were thinking. It seems that you let him die, and he's not too happy about that.
Either that, or it was a Capcom decision?
I mean, who makes these decisions, anyways? So watch this.
No! Sigma, you should have studied the blueprints closer.
This is one of the coolest Zero's theme they've got.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's something in X2's favor.
There's only one. I mean, X2 on its own is a decent game, but by comparison to its predecessor is like a pale shadow.
Well, you know, we could always go back to playing War of the Gems.
No! We can't go back.
Look.
You will not follow me, then I'll watch you die.
Sigma now has all the powers of Alpha Flight. Oh my god. Mega Man
well,
boss
he must die.
Mega Man boss is based on Alpha Flight.
So he's a human hockey puck and also transforms into Canadian animals.
Yes. He also transforms into the Sasquatch specifically.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mega Man X. The greetings will have to wait. We've got to defeat all the Mavericks, including Sigma. I'll take out the main computer. You follow Sigma. Let's go! Man, this is where Zero got his new design and his beam sword and just became the coolest.
Yeah, so basically he just became the coolest character
He became the coolest. So we're gonna switch over to the weapon that I know we want to use and drop down here.
Whee! That was a wee.
So we're in, like, cyberspace hell now, or something, I don't know.
Sigma Shadow Clone Technique.
You are merely a bothersome insect, Mega Man X.
See, he called him Mega Man X.
Yeah, I mean, calling him Mega Man X is good, but calling him Mega Man is what bothers me, because he's kind of a distinct character.
Oh my god, he has Wolverine claws!
I mean, I mentioned this before, he's got... Whoa! He can knock you around with those, too, by the way.
Fair.
He is very fast, very hard-hitting in this version. Even more so than the last game, I would say.
Well, yeah, last game was, last game he wasn't that bad. But he's gone full-on Wolverine here.
He is very Wolverine, but fortunately Sonic Slicer at least bounces off the walls, so we can kind of bait him into being hit.
Ugh. He's letting out all the bits.
Yeah, he's
Is there any specific weapon weakness he has?
Nah, I'm using it. Sonic Slicer does more damage than the other weapons do.
Okay, I was just
But
wondering.
he's harder to like get than the... Whoa. I would like to point out that he's actually firing Spark Mandrill's attack from the previous game at us.
He's just like...
He gives no fucks. But we have lots of sub-tanks, so we're good to go on this one.
Maybe it's just like, oh god.
We got like the cartoon where he's like, he chugs energy tanks as if they're like soda.
Yeah. Basically.
Alright, so we have destroyed Sigma's body.
Look at him, look at his pose. My pose is amazing. No!
Get you next time, bub.
Stick bub.
But, this is weird. This is like one of many weird parts, I suppose, in this game.
His chin!
He is...
His fucking goddamn
Supposedly weak to Strike Chain. Okay, so this boss really kind of bothers me in terms of game design, because it's almost as if they expect you to take damage from him, given the way they dispense enemies that will frequently drop life power-ups. Because he's all over the place. It's very hard to dodge his moves. He comes hard and fast.
Well, you gotta fight his chin. His evil laser chin.
But this is like the first idea that Sigma is not... Like, he's
Just
not
a
just a
robot.
Reploid, he is a virus. He's in the system. He can't be gotten rid of.
Well, at least until ZX.
No, the Sigma virus is canonically gone by the time the Zero series rolls around.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is the part I'm talking about. He's, as my friend calls it, Johnny Contact damage.
Of course. Well, you managed to take him down.
Yeah, you just have to rapidly attack him once he gets to that point. And then his virus freaks out, and it's like, gab, 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 gab.
You should see my hand right now. He's like a little hand puppet. It's kind of
He
adorable.
is. Them doing like little vector wireframe 3D bits in this game is weird. I've lost to you again.
It's one of those, like I said, it's a gimmick. And like they said, this is Mega Man X2, Revenge of the Gimmicks.
But here's something that is interesting. I don't quite understand. Why did Zero... He is last of the Doctor's creations. Yeah. So this is clearly, as far back as this game, they were planning what Zero was supposed to be.
Well, yeah, of course.
I don't think they planned that in Mega Man X1. I think that they really kind of saw him as a one-off deal.
They didn't know. I think probably they didn't know exactly how everything was supposed to fit together. And maybe hell, they probably didn't even plan for like X to continue on, because Mega Man X is a very fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can easily think of Mega Man X as possibly a finale to Mega Man as a whole at the time.
Oh man, like when you put it that way, it's a really different perspective.
Like, think about it. Like, it's so fine-tuned. All the weapons do something. It plays off all the elements.
I wonder if the same team even like worked on this game that worked on the first game,
Yeah.
or if they got shuffled off somewhere else.
Maybe.
Joined by his friend Zero, Mega Man X gazes out over the sea. This would be the second time he stared at the sea and contemplated things. This is a pretty rad ending theme.
Like, that... Because X feels like a finale to an extent. And, you know...
Yeah, X contributes a fuck ton to the Mega Man like gameplay and mythology, and it's felt for like decades.
Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting that the initial sequels were not like super impressive.
Well, it's very hard to go up from... go down.
The price of peace is often high, X thinks to himself.
Man, peace is now, like, is 30% up in price. What am I supposed to do with
The
that?
cost of inflation in the future.
In the future, peace is...
We're basically on the yen system by now.
we are yen. Currency has become one thing.
Like, okay, so right here, they're like, already, will he be able to do it? They're hinting. They are hinting right away. They're setting up the fight that takes place in Mega Man X5.
So, like I said, they probably changed like plans midway through at some point.
They were spinning their wheels for like this game and the next game, and then 4 is when they decide to like shift out of neutral and go into
If I'm
overdrive.
being honest, it kind of reminds me of what they did for years with Assassin's Creed, of all things.
I thought 2 was a good one for them.
No, not... The thing is that they try to have a game per year to have the story.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
That's not what I mean, like, 2.
Yearly releases. So yeah, once again we're getting like the different enemies as like credits.
That's cute.
Sky Farmer.
Sky Farmer!
A farm in the sky.
Hang Breath Floyd.
I got a good bumper crop of the Nimbus clouds today.
Paraloid S38. Paraloid V1. Paraloid R5!
But unlike the first game, they don't tell you what stages they were in, so you're just like, what the hell are these?
Raider Killer. Crash Roader. Road Riders! Yeah, it's just X on his motorcycle doing his Kamen Rider Gundam thing.
Which is interesting because in the Maverick Hunter X, they have a full like animated bit with X on a ride chaser.
That's huge.
During the credits, but it's narrated by Dr. Thomas Light. So we have power ratings for each character.
It's over.
Bubble Crab, power 6,000, speed 4,800.
Flame Stag, yeah.
Yeah, Flame Stag's fast. Magna Centipede is considered really fast.
Apparently.
Crystal Snail is the opposite. He's powerful. But Overdrive Ostrich, his speed is over 9,000. And Wheel Gator's power is over 9,000, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Agile.
Yeah, I mean, these are basically just scouter readings where it doesn't mean anything.
Well,
oh, actually, no. The last part that means nothing means something.
Yeah.
So watch for it. Yeah. These question marks are more significant than any of those numbers.
Fair.
Because there's this discussion that I've actually had with like Mega Man community members where so like X's power is constantly evolving because he's being modified by different factors.
Yeah.
Whereas Zero's power is the ability to negate everything else. It's math.
Of course.
The power of math.
The power of math. So Mega Man's the Turn A Gundam?
And with that, we leave you, Space Cadets, with the power of math.
Okay.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time where I might be so
not a chance.
No, never.
Remember
Have a good
to like,
one.
comment, and subscribe.
Please. After all this.